hereby, have you all got the what is it, timetable with you? You have the copy of timetable?
Yes, ma'am, but only till Friday it's there, ma'am.
You want me to come give to even for Sunday and Saturday?
Not like that, ma'am. Only till Friday's schedule has shared, ma'am.
No, it will be repeated. Monday to Friday as a cycle, 5 days and 6 hours. So totally 30 hours will be repeated every day. Every Monday we'll have the same set of classes like that. If there is any adjustment, class teacher or the subject teacher will let you know. Fine? So
Okay,
as
ma'am.
per the time, it's my hour, we'll be dealing with virtual and augmented reality. For you people, the subject title may be quite catchy. So, like you, even I was very much attracted towards this topic. Uh, the syllabus also, it's been approved by the Board of Studies. It would be better, the session would be even more better with the practical exposure, but then the cost need to be taken, cost need to be incurred, will be the huge amount. So if you are passionate, we need to go for our own special kind of training, but then we'll try to have one or two sessions from external people so that we have some wider exposure. Okay? So earlier I had created the class and I had shared the syllabus also. Am I right? Have you all gone through the syllabus?
Ma'am,
Syllabus. Yes, my dear.
ma'am, Anto
Yes,
Steffi present, ma'am.
what happened? Okay, okay, Anto.
Ma'am, Pavitra present, ma'am.
Yes, your name?
Pavitra,
Sujita.
I'm present, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, no issues. Anyhow, this will be finalized with the Google Gmeet attendance also. Have you all gone through the syllabus? I'm not going to take much time for the syllabus briefing, but then it's our bounden duty to have a look over the syllabus. Right? So, the, this is an elective paper where you'll be earning 3 credits. Every week we have 3 hours. And as usual, 5 units. Unit 1 is virtual reality introduction. Unit 2 is input and output interface in virtual reality. And see, this entire paper, the title is virtual and augmented reality, but almost the first 4 units concentrating on virtual reality because augmented, the further extension of mixed reality, both together, virtual and augmented, both together. Now mixed reality also came into existence. But even now it is much more research and much more development efforts have been given to bring out the uh, project. So the currently much more research focus is given to this area. So we will be concentrating augmented reality, augmented and mixed reality only in unit 5. So throughout the syllabus from unit 1 to 4 we'll be dealing with VR, virtual reality. And for virtual reality, we need to follow this book, Birdie DC and Alan Craig. These two are actually available in PDF. I'll be sharing it in the classroom. You can have the, what is that? You can have a reference. And coming here, the same author who has written for augmented reality, he has actually come out for virtual reality applications also. These two books are your reference books. And the references are actually not limited. It is your own interest and involvement. You can have n number of e-learning resources and web URLs and you can move on. Okay. So today for introductory session, I have one PPT presentation which is exclusively prepared by me, and we had one second, ma. அப்ஜெக்டிவ் என்ன, சோர்ஸ் அவுட்கம் என்ன, அதையும் பற்றி ஒரு வார்த்தை சரியா இதுதான் ஜஸ்ட் அதுக்குதான் நம்ம right. So this is how we move on. At the end of this syllabus, you will be having the exposure towards what is virtual reality and augmented reality. Not only that, there are some tools, some software, mainly Unity software, and even nowadays, the Visual Studio 2019 Community Edition which is coming out with Unity software. So if you are much more passionate, you can even have a trial, right? So based on your understanding, you can further, you can make a move to further level of exploration. Okay, anyhow, let's move on. So what I try to show or discuss with you today is some, yeah, this is the presentation which I made ready for entire university for a guest lecture. It's for 1 hour. In this presentation, we try to give the complete introductory part as well as the wider coverage towards the software side and the difference between AR and VR. So the moment whenever you are stepping into this, after completing this presentation, you will come to know what exactly a virtual reality and what exactly an augmented reality, right? So let's move on to that. I'll skip this slide. Okay. Before moving on to this paragraph information on the slide, I can say virtual and augmented. So virtual is, how many of you have the experience of playing video games? How many of you used to play games?
Ma'am, myself, ma'am.
Which game? Name the
Ma'am,
game.
Temple Run, ma'am.
Temple Run, okay. Any of you have the exposure of playing that games with wearables? Google Glass and all. Car racing, okay. Car racing, have you ever used, what is that? That wearables, Google Glass. Okay, anyhow, slowly we'll get one by one. See, this virtual is, you will be getting into the newer world, like game playing, and you will actually feel some sort of immersion. You will be immersing into the new scenario, but which is not existing. That is virtual. I'm making it clear. Whereas augmented reality is, you can able to see certain other extraordinary extra objects in real time. So, for example, I can say one, what is that? I can say one example like the Google Maps or the driverless car or the car with the smart car, which is actually having the GPS and navigation support. And once when you are picked up with the destination, if you are moving towards the car, while you are moving, it will show like all the particulars about the wherever you are going, wherever you are moving. Say for example, if you are looking for one restaurant, immediately the particulars about the restaurant, everything, even before nearing to that restaurant, it will be flashed. Within 5 minutes, you can see this restaurant. Like that, the way in which the smart car will be taken towards destination will be with the object, some smart object, which will be imposed into the real time itself. Okay, so slowly after finishing this, we will come to know. So virtual is a digitally replicated version, whereas augmented is an interactive experience in the real world. Make a note that, sorry, I forgot to tell one thing. As per our practice, please maintain a separate notebook. Day by day, put some date and even the title. Start taking the running notes. On seeing a running note, if I'm happy that if you are quite involved in the subject, I'll be sharing the, what is that, materials, or otherwise I'll leave. So I'm not threatening. Instead, I want you to maintain the notes. Okay. So virtual is a digitally replicated version of something real. So it is not real, it is virtual. Whereas augmented is something will be inserted in the real world. Let's skip this. Okay, come here. So what is virtual reality? Environment is completely synthetic. Synthetic, what I'm trying to insist here is, which is not at all there in the real-time environment. Whereas AR, where the user sees the real world, augmented, make a note, augmented, superimposed, immersed, inserted, included with the virtual object. I repeat, by means of augmented reality, the user sees the real world augmented with the virtual object. Anyhow, I have some pictures to have the better understanding. It's actually further slides will be supporting such pictures. Next comes telepresence, in which environment is completely real. So what we are right now dealing is the telepresence. We may be we may be in the remote place, but then we will be interacting with the real environment. VR is, it is not at all real. AR is, in the real world, some of the objects will be superimposed. Okay. So what is VR? Illusion of presence within a computer simulation. Make a note, illusion of presence within a computer simulation. This even I can give one more example for virtual reality. I guess even I could have told you in IoT, the car trainers, ABT Maruti, they are actually, I don't know whether any one of you having the experience. ABT Maruti, instead of taking the learners to the car straight away, they will take the learners to the simulated environment. So in that simulated environment, the learner should go and sit. He has to start driving the car like simulated environment. He can able to see the pathway by which he is passing, as well as if there is any obstacle or any speed breakers or any other objects like some goods or pedestrians. Everything will be there, but it is not the real one. It is simulated. I must come out. I should use some other phone for class. Let me see some alternate. Sorry, girls. My voice is audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma. Okay. So what is VR? I was telling the ABT Maruti simulated environment, same thing. Earlier it had been implemented in the pilot training and all. So the idea is no way the pilots can have the trial version of driving in the real plane. Instead they'll be taken up into the simulated environment, and once when completely they got the training, they'll be given up with a chance to ride or start flying with the plane flight. Okay, so that's the concept of VR. VR is something which is dealt with the computer simulation. Whereas coming to AR, computer generated content overlaid. This is also one term. Make a note. Augmented, superimposed, overlaid are the terms can be used interchangeably for augmentation, augmented reality, computer generated content overlaid on real world environment. Coming to telepresence, illusion of presence at a remote location. But it is real. Telepresence is real. Which is there in the remote place. Right? So these are all the basic terminology. First of all, before getting into the topic, you should know what it is. So I repeat, VR is a virtual environment which is a digitally simulated ambient, which has got the simulated ambient, which is not at all real. Whereas augmented reality is the user can see and interact with the superimposed objects in the real time. So the pictures are there so that you will come to know what is AR. And telepresence is which is real but which is there in faraway place. Right? I guess the basic terminologies are clear to you. So this is where, whatever it may be the topic we are looking into, we need to know the evolution. This is not for your question answer sake, or this is completely purely for the knowledge. VR to AR journey or evolution of VR, AR, or history of virtual and augmented reality, any topic, or even as a research person, I can call this as literature review behind the VR and AR. Okay, so this is the year 2021. We are actually discussed about this VAR, virtual and augmented reality. But the journey started by 1960 itself. The first scholar who proposed the work is Ivan Sutherland. He actually came out with first AR HMD. HMD is nothing but augmented reality head-mounted device. So this head-mounted device is something quite similar to Google Glasses. The user is supposed to wear it on his head, and from that he will have the experience as if he is into that environment. So likewise it is going 1960, 62, you can have a glance. Later on I'll share this. And recently in the year 2019, 2020, and now Google, actually the giant Google came out with much more devices and variants of VAR interfaces. The first and foremost are the prime devices, Google Glass, which will function as a hand-free smartphone. Google Glass, and Google HoloLens's eyewear HMD head-mounted device runs on mixed reality platform under Windows 10. And next one is business focus glass, can incorporate computer vision and advanced ML capability. We have much more development environment, that is SDK, software development kit, AR kit 3.0 and AR Core. Again AR kit from Apple, and AR Core from Google. Okay, let's move on to the topic one by one. What is? So this is the environment. See, the user is actually trying to sense some of the images which is actually not present in the real time. With the ability of this wearable, he or she can able to feel as if he is with that object. So what is VR? VR is the illusion of 3D interactive computer generated reality where sight, sound and touch. Make a note. Sight, sound and touch. They used to replace this term touch with haptic. HAPTIC. So தமிழ்ல வந்து sight பார்க்கிறது, sound is audio, touch is what? தொடுறது. Even you can அந்த ஒரு feel இருக்கும் இல்லையா? So even that can be sensed with this VR simulated environment. And all these are simulated to create pictures, sounds and objects that actually feel real. But it is not real. இருக்கும் ஆனா இருக்காது. That is virtual reality. You all agree with me? Can you get the concept of virtual reality?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So how the system architecture, VR system architecture will look like? So they used to call thing as world database. What is world database? As you know, database is collection of interrelated data. And what is world database? Whatever entity and object seen in the real time, it will be stored in the world database. And see here, you have input processor and rendering processor. In between, there is something needed for simulation. So for input, what are all the possible inputs are taken? The position and orientation. So the position and orientation is something you please recall with the variable head-mounted device. So on for even the orientation, normally the orientation is the portrait or landscape or rotation or whatever it may be, the change seen with that device or even the human gestures, it will be given to this input processor. And that will be taken to the simulation work unit, and whichever simulated will be rendered by this processor, and finally it will be given to the visual, auditory, haptic, touch. Haptic also given, touch also given, but both are same. So this is the scenario or block diagram to understand this VR system architecture. Something to be inputted, and the actual processing here is simulation, and that simulated objects need to be given back to the rendering processor. Right? So the types of VR. So there are two types, immersive and non-immersive. So you can able to see this picture where the user is given up with the HMD, head mounted device, and even this gloves, right, Google gloves, I don't know the product name, but then this glove is capable of pointing things. And see here in the fingers and now you can able to see the sensors. And those sensors, it is having the capability of interacting with the object. Okay, so such kind of virtual reality will be taken under immersive VR. That is, immersive is the user will start thinking himself or herself as if she is present into that virtual environment. Right? So I hope many of you people might have gone to any mall or even some 3D movies to have the better effect if people would have been given up with the glasses, right? So the moment with the glasses, if you are viewing the picture, you can even see not only some of the TVs are, smart TVs are coming out with such ability where you need to wear some glass, and with the glass you can able to see the objects are coming closer to you. Have you all experienced? Anyone
Yes,
experienced?
ma'am. That 3D glasses and all they'll be giving, ma'am.
Exactly. Without the glass, what will happen? We can't able to see the proper image. Instead, it will be like அந்த ஒரு மாதிரி பிளர்ரியா ஆர் அதர்வைஸ் ஒரு ரெண்டு விஷன் மூணு விஷன் நம்மளுக்கு தெரியுற மாதிரி ஒரு மாதிரி you can't able to have the clear picture, clear vision at all. So that's the thing about 3D. Then this one is non-immersive. What Aishwarya told, that temple run kind of game and all. Maybe your younger brother or even yourself might have experienced this thing. You'll be given up with the handheld device, and you start playing with the thing. And the moment whenever you started, you will have the feel that as if you are into this game or you are driving this car. So this pattern will come under non-immersive VR. Right? So here also one type, whereas this can be called as window on world, use of a monitor to display virtual world. So there will be plenty of monitors, and with or without this wearable, you can have the link or interaction with the virtual world. Next comes boom, binocular omni orientation monitor. This omni always represents the 360 degrees kind. So where the user will be given up with head-coupled stereoscopic display device, and see, we need to have some audio, not audio, visionary effects. It need to be, he need to have a view over this binocular, and he can have the interaction through this gloves and which is connected. So this is a kind of VR interface only. binocular omni orientation monitor. Next comes the possible VR input devices. So you have Trio VR. You might have seen this kind of thing even in some movies with some specialized Wi connection. You can able to the human cover is, seems to be the
Yes,
real
ma'am.
person.
In Jeans movie, ma'am.
Exactly, exactly. Immediately I can get the response. Very good. So that sort of effect is coming under Trio VR. I appreciate your answers and responses. Next comes Razer Hydra. We'll come to know about each and every devices one by one, and you have leap motion. Maybe here one jockey will be inserted, and with that you can have the control over the speed and all. And here you have the stem. This is one kind of VR input, and this is magic wand. What is wand? Where you have seen this kind of wand? How many of you the Harry Potter lovers?
Myself, ma'am.
Myself,
Everyone of
ma'am.
you like. So such a wand, magic wand, even it is treated as a VR input device, and this is control VR, control virtual reality. Let's see one by one. The forthcoming slides will be stressing about the VR input devices. The possible applications of virtual reality is education, entertainment, enterprise. So now always these two terms can be coupled, like education and entertainment can be coupled, like, and the new term can be taken as edutainment. Education plus entertainment always go on with edutainment, and which actually came out with a massive success in real time, especially in the student community. They actually gave the huge response. Education plus entertainment, edutainment, and as usual, multimedia based, quite interactive solutions are there to kindle the what is the curiosity among the students. The enterprise, as you know, with the uh, corporation, official purpose, advertising and all. I'll show each and every application. There are some photo snaps we'll see. And training for medical students is quite important. Instead of opening a skull or instead of going for an open heart surgery, the virtual reality made it even more simpler without having giving any maximum or much more effort. Simply the medical students will be given up with the virtual object, and they can see all sorts of veins passing by the functionality, everything, and they can move on with the simulated surgical assistance and all. And coming to treating anxiety disorders, this is actually for people who are in need of some special needs. For them also, for relaxing sake. Even in YouTube and all, you could have come across most satisfying videos. Am I right? Most satisfying videos. Anyone come across?
Yes, ma'am. Like a survey, they'll ask, ma'am.
No, not
Yes,
like
ma'am.
a
In
survey
YouTube
alone.
shorts, ma'am.
Even the what is that? Some color play or some colors blooming effect, something like that. You used to play with one thing, no ma, the slime and all. So on watching that video, the user by herself can thought that, I mean, she will feel some sort of relaxation. So this VR will provide such a feature by which the some disabled and disordered persons or some stressed people will have some sort of relaxation. Right? For that also it is used and tools and travels. So instead of going to Dubai and having visited to the hotspots in Dubai, say for example, the video will be developed where the tourist spots will be covered with all the images, and in a virtual tour, if you are compromised, you can go for the real trip, or if not, you can drop with the plan also, like for tours and travels. So these are all the applications. Advantages Virtual reality provides diverse type of data available in instant form. So diverse type, what they are meant to say, the facets of multimedia, here it is audio, vision and haptic. Audio and not text actually, only the vision, haptic and audio. And it provides images from many different points of view. Many different points of view, what you need to take is, you need to consider the orientation perspective, where 0 to 360 degree. Always the 3D is capable of viewing always. Even in Amazon and all, if you are about to buy any bag, even the bag, you please drag for the zoomed effect. So there you can able to see the top and bottom side and whatever it may be, the partitions in the back, everything is given as an image. So the idea here is it is always concentrating on 360-degree orientation. And next one is able to demonstrate non-visible data to the user, like in case of geochemistry. So geochemistry is something deals with two different domains: geochemistry, geography, and chemistry. So this may not be possible in real time, which is time consuming and cost quite much more high. So they can have some VR solution, simulated solution to achieve. And next comes allows the person to visit the places normally inaccessible to individuals. That's what I told, tours and travels. So either if you are well versed and if you have adequate time and fund, we can go and have the visit. If not, it is better we can at least visit the virtual tour wherever we want to. Recently in lockdown period, even Tamil Nadu government taken up an initiative. Have you remember the Wonderlord Zoo? They actually given the access of one URL had been supplied to the WhatsApp. On clicking that URL, around some 7 to 8 cameras were we can able to have the access over those cameras, and wherever the camera had launched, say for example in Lion's Cave or Snake Side or something else, wherever it's capturing, you can able to have the virtual tour. They actually did. Even now you can go and check it in the online. So lockdown period to show it to the kids, toddlers or kids, they made that sort of arrangement. So that's what about, that's the power of uh, this virtual tool. Next comes provides an experience which can be repeated and revised. So that's where once when the solution or simulated work is ready, you can repeatedly you can watch and you can replay and you can revise the content, modify the content, anything is possible. So I guess the time now is 11:32. Let's wind up with this limitations. Positively, next slide in the successive classes we'll see. Why is not moving? Limitations of VR. It only creates imaginary world or an artificial world, but can't deal with any real-time objects. That's there. Though having capabilities of being used for educational purposes, it devalues the importance of human connections and synergy in education. Even that's been felt by almost all the teachers. We do quite happy with the online sessions, but the eye-to-eye contact, kind of physical kind of say for example, even if the same class is being taken handled in the real time environment, I'll have the eye contact and I'll come to know the understanding level of each and every student. On seeing your face, if I need, I'll repeat the content or I'll move on. So some sort of human connection or human relationship is actually missing, but somehow due to pandemic phase, we are trying to make it up, cope up with this. Finally, virtual reality is rigid. What is rigid? Rigidity. What is rigid? Which is rigid
Hard,
is
ma'am.
nothing. Rigid is for what it is meant, it will be meant for that purpose only. it won't have any kind of flexibility at all. Even some elders used to give advice that don't be too rigid. You please think for a while. Please don't be too rigid. Rigidity is something like we'll have our own customs. We never come out to that. So here we are is once when the simulated solution is framed, it will be for that specific purpose, and it requires lot of effort, and in that way it is lacking in flexibility, right? So with this we'll wind up for today. You need to report for next session. I'll come back to the meet. So we'll wind up for today. As I told, you need to maintain a separate notebook. Start taking the running notes because dedicated exclusive session will be tutorial hour is permissible as it is an elective paper. Always your interest and involvement matter, right? So
Okay, ma'am.
students, all the girls are present, I guess. Let me see later. Okay. Today the third hour will be taken by HOD ma'am. My XML hour will be taken by HOD ma'am. So from 1:30 to what else? 1:30 to 2:50 ma. 1:30 to 2:50 we all will connect for XML. First 45 minutes to 1 hour I'll be dealing with theory. And then one simple exercise will be given so that it can be practiced in tomorrow's session. Tomorrow also we have 3 hours, XML theory and XML lab. And even HOD ma'am has got some official commitment. Maybe we will be given up with that hour too. We'll see the adjustment. I'll let you know. As of now, for our session by 1:30, we all connect. Is that fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, girls. Go please report to HOD ma'am session.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.